All right, let's start the show. All right. Yo. Welcome to another episode of the Cheatcoders podcast, live and virtual on the comfort on our own homes. We have our neon lights in the back.
How'd you get all blue?
We got the blue. We got the colorful ring light behind Dawn, and we are here on episode number 185.
185.
Hey, and I'm here with my usual suspects of Don Guapo going to the studio when no one's there and stuff.
What's doing? I'm not wearing any pants.
And all the way to the hood, the Pinoy from the hood, Garcia with the beige hat. Can't forget the beige hat.
What'd you call it?
The black.
Shout out to
You got the black one. That looks dope.
Flipside Apparel.
Flipside Urban Apparel. Shout outs to them. And all the way in London town.
Yo.
Still so brown and face so round is Mr. Nats Blazing.
Yeah, what's up? What's going on? It's good.
Hey, bro.
That's good.
I don't know, bro. I'm just like chilling. Like this kind of environment over the Riverside, I can't really talk as loud as I can.
Say
I'm just super
Is
chill.
there a reason why you can't talk very loud? Is there a reason?
Yeah, hell yeah. Because like I don't want to wake up the baby, which is my son.
What baby are you talking about?
Segway.
Hey, so you know there was a sale down the Kmart. Nah, like my son was born March 14th, named Seth. And I've made the announcement on my socials, so it's official. So it's never official if it's not on the socials.
Yeah.
So I'm making it official on the podcast because the podcast is kind of like a window to my life and everyone else's life on the pod.
Congratulations.
So that's for my son. I didn't blow up my son just then. And congratulations to me, man.
Congratulations to you and also your wife, Shivy.
Hey, and my wife, Shivy.
It works, Raf. It works.
Us. Yeah. We weren't expecting it to be like this quick.
When did Seth come home?
Let's try, and then it just happened. So here we are.
You didn't try.
When
You
did he
just
come
did it, bro.
It just happened, bro.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, so we got a half Filipino, half Indian premature baby. So
Very
the
cute,
first Filipino and first Indian I know that hasn't been late to an event. The jokes are coming here, bro.
He's ready.
Well done.
Yeah, the dad jokes are now officially justified.
You're verified now.
You know, like I feel like the only reason I had this baby is to justify a lot of dadness in my life. From my jokes to my dad bod. And to the messy life that I have. I need an excuse of why this guy's really unorganized with shit. And it's because I got a kid.
Now you can say it.
Wow.
Justification, bro.
I love that, man. That's so good.
Well, yeah, man. Like, now I'm in the same boat as Nats. Nats is...
Yeah,
everyone knows that he's got twins now, so
Yeah.
I'm on the same boat as you. Like, how old is your twins now?
They're about 7 months. This month they're 7 months. So, you know, they're past that stage, I think, of being a little, difficult in terms of sleeping pattern. That's why I'm really curious. Like, when did Seth come home, man?
Literally, like, last week. He was at the hospital for about 2 months because he was a preemie baby from 28 weeks, born 28 weeks.
How's the
missed the whole third trimester.
That's what I like to ask. How was the first week? How's Seth in general? Like, every baby's different. Everyone's experiences are, I guess, slightly different as well. But yeah,
what
man,
everyone
like,
says about the sleep thing, like that's real shit, bro.
Yeah.
You know, like when people,
the sleep thing, that's real
when
shit.
people tell you about stuff, and then you're like, nah, not really. I don't believe you.
I'll tell you right now.
When you experience it, it's just like friggin' like it's real.
That's probably the chill reason. That makes me so happy to hear. Like, I remember when I was telling my cousin who had kids that I was dying. And she was so happy. Because everyone that goes through it, they're like, now you know, motherfucker.
I was dying.
So now,
Like it's real shit, bro. Like
It's real.
It's not like how people say like, oh man, like with food, it's like this is an amazing burger, you should try it, and then you try it, it's like I feel like I've been lied to. But like this one, everyone's been saying like the first, even people like I remember Siggy when from 7,000 Islands, when I told him the news, he was full like, man, we had projects coming up together because he's got his wine business. I'm the videographer. He's like, yeah, I'll like just handle the child stuff like for now, and then we'll come back together and do the project. I'm like, yeah, man, we'll come back in like 2 months. And he's like, I'll be surprised if you could like come back in 3 or 6. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. It was just like that's cute. 2 months. That's cute.
That's the
so
mentality.
people are like saying,
you don't
like,
see it.
you know, you have to like things change from sleep, from life, and priorities pretty much. So my life is still turning upside down. So, well, man, I have to give props to Nats, man. I just got one.
It's exactly the same thing. You don't even think about it. I'm like, oh yeah, like it's like.
Can I ask you a question? Because like this is like a new dad to a new dad. Is like, is your feed times timed like they're both fed at the same time, or are they like scattered all over the place?
They had to be. With twins, it's a bit different. So all the scheduling needs to be paired, or else you're fucked. They call it a conveyor belt. So before, even sleeping, like with one, right? Like it's almost like every 3 hours, would you say? With Seth right now, she'll wake up. Yeah. It's messed up, right? 3 hours. Can you imagine that? Having to wake up every 3 hours, every day?
Yeah, like I don't even sleep on the bed anymore. It's all on the couch,
Nadine
bro.
did majority of that shit as well. But with twins, if that goes off sync, you're fucked. You can't. There's no sleep. It's like when one falls asleep and the other one's awake. When you just get the other one asleep, the other one wakes, and it's like a thing. So what you actually have to do with twins, when one wakes up, it's kind of harsh. But you have to be like, sorry, bro.
Yeah.
wakey. So that's the way you gotta do it.
You blame your sister for this one.
You know what's crazy? The first album that Seth's heard in his life is the new Kendrick Lamar album.
That's dope, man. That's really cool.
It's a great album to me. I've only heard half of it, so I can't really judge like it in completion. But the first half that I've heard, the way that he raps into jazzy type of beats and like soulful influences, it's kind of like suitable for babies because they like smooth stuff. And
that's so true.
It's good that he don't like the baby doesn't understand the lyrics, because that's some real shit that he's talking about.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Seth's like hearing this shit, right? It's like, what the fuck what kind of world did you like fucking introduce me into, bro? Like, this place sounds horrible.
Have you listened to the track where it's like a man and a woman arguing back and forth?
I was gonna say that one's like a pretty
I skipped that one just for Seth, but I listened to it on my own in my earphones. Bro, that's reminiscent of the like and we'll bring up Eminem again. Yeah. Like reminiscent of Kim.
I was about to. Yeah. Anyway.
And I was like, man, that's so good. That like Kendrick's a goat, man. Like right now, he's like, even though he's been established as a goat, like this album like is amazing to me. So far, I've only heard half.
It's a good album. It's a really good album. My favorite is so far is United in Grief, because for that one track there's 3 different time signatures, or like there's 3 different tempos, and he changes, and it's just like, oh man, when he rhymes in triplets over like a fast beat, it's like, what the heck? It's almost like I can't understand or can't keep up, but it just sounds amazing.
There's also a track where he talks about how his auntie turns transgender, and then his experiences of it.
Auntie Diaries,
like,
or something like that.
Yeah, and bro, and also that one, and that stood out to me, as well as the Love-ish songs, which is like kind of like his mainstream type of vibe. They stood out to me. The one with Blast on it, that was pretty cool, and all the hard stuff, bro. Like even from the first 4 to 5 tracks, bro, heard in a row is crazy. Like. Dude's lyrical miracle.
Lyrical miracle.
Yeah, I'm making my son lyrical miracles. Trust me.
Subliminal.
Subliminal hitting you with a tennis shoe. All that shit, bro. It's gonna be so good. But yeah, I just wanted to announce to the world, Cheatcoders universe, that
congrats, bro. That's big.
Seth
that's big
Rene
news, man.
Flores
Raf
is
Daddy.
in the world.
Congratulations.
Raf Daddy is justified.
Maybe our kids and and these boys too. We can get all of them.
Yeah, we can turn them into a podcast group.
Cheatcoders. It's just it's just baby sounds.
It's Nats waking up the other baby. Hey, it's time to record.
Wake up. Wake up. You both got to record at the same time.
Let's get to our first segment, guys. Our first segment of today, because I want to try a bit more structured since we're doing the whole web thing, and it's less chaotic and a bit more controlled, and we got Nats kind of like on the same level as us now. So let's go with our first segment, which is going to be brought to you by myself and Nats, which is called Chis Memes.
What's it called?
We got Chis Memes, which is a mixture of. It's called Chis Memes.
Nice.
So it's a mixture of chismis and all the gossip stuff mixed in with some memes. So anything that's got to do with what we find on the social media, on our apps, on the Instagrams and our Facebook, we'll chismis it and we'll discuss it and then we'll have a good time with it. So I want to start off with Nats. So Nats, what article did you have on, or what did you want to talk about on this segment?
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys saw this show. I don't know how I came about it on the weekend, but it's this movie documentary or docuseries called Our Father. Have you heard about that by any chance?
No.
I don't even know I don't even know if this is memeable. I thought it was funny, but it's pretty dark actually when you see it. But basically, the story is about this doctor from a fertility clinic, and he helps people conceive. If they're having issues.
Oh my god.
With babies and stuff.
Yeah.
Anyways, so one of the ones that went through this clinic, they're probably about our age now. It was back in the 80s when this was happening. Did a DNA test and then started to see that they had a lot more siblings. I think Don knows about this story.
Far out. Yeah, I've heard of it.
And then but long story short, started unraveling. Realized at first it was I have 7 siblings, that doesn't make sense, and it just progressively gets worse and worse, and then they start digging, and by the end of it they tie it back and they realize it's the doctor's been using his own sperm to what do you call it instead of donors, and it's pretty bad, but at the end of it, the count was about 90 people.
Jesus Christ.
That they're all related. And it's funny because they start seeing, things start coming up. There was a point where they were on, Jerry Springer or Dr. Phil. And one of them looks at, all the guests. It's I kind of look like them. Oh. And then they so all these stories are coming up of people finding out. And it's really bad. I didn't really think about it at first, how bad it could be. Because at first I'm that's kind of funny. This guy's just, just spreading his sperm around. But it's kind of bad when you think about it, because when people in that radius as well, you could easily be dating your sister or brother.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, like Filipinos and or Asians always have a little phobia of dating each other because they might date their relative or something, but. Imagine that on the globe, in town. Is it just strictly onto one town, or is it spread out into the country?
It's a small town, so small tight community, in America, right? They're very tight knit with their communities. But the rule is for that, what I was watching it, whenever they use a sperm donor, they can only use it 3 times. That's the limit.
Obvious reasons, yeah.
This guy did 90
for that reason, and I didn't think about it, but this guy went in. He's you know what?
You get a baby. You get a baby. Everybody gets a baby.
Far out.
That's funny, bro. Imagine the whole town thinking that. Oh man, we are so connected as a community that we are growing as our own facial features.
That's weird. We have the same nose.
We got our own stereotypes
same hair. Yeah.
Little do they know that they're just all coming from one offspring.
From the same guy. Yeah.
Man, dude, I don't know how I'd make a mark in the world, right?
I don't know how I'd feel about that, but like I said at first when I was reading the synopsis, I'm but then when I actually watched it, I was I think I'd feel pretty like because it's so tied into this really like it's almost quite disturbing to a degree.
So what happened to the guy? Like the guy that spread the word.
Domestic. That's the real perversion of justice. Because like the people that were actually the people that were actually obviously affected. Their saying is like that's essentially like assault or even rape as well.
That's
technically when you think about it, because without consent. But then with the laws and stuff, you know how legalities work. You know there needs to be like it needs to be forcible, and there needs to be no consent. The no consent part's there, but no forcible, technically. So that's the argument. So now obviously laws look reviewing and all that kind of stuff. But he's gotten away with it. He got a slap on the wrist, like a fine, and there you go.
Far out.
But doesn't he now have to pay like child support or something?
Fucking for 90
child
kids, bro.
support, bro. That's
You know what?
fucked, bro. Because
That
like,
should be his
that would be a
punishment.
turn of events.
That should be his punishment. that he has to pay the child support for 90 kids. I don't know how the fuck you do that. But yeah, I'm reading a time.
He technically says it's not his kids. Like I don't consider my kids. It's just my job.
this is his job.
That goes back to that question though, right? Like, so if like say a couple adopts a baby, raises them like right from that infancy, and their baby doesn't know anyone as their parents other than the people that adopted them. You know what I mean? Like, and then some guy comes and says, "Hey, this kid's got 92 other brothers and sisters and stuff." How far do you go? Like, oh, I'm a part of that family rather than these two people that brought me up. You know what I mean? I probably wouldn't care as much unless there was like some sort of like genetic disease that I'm linked to 92 people with, or or like your dating choice maybe in this small town can kind of like go down because you're like, oh fuck,
I'd leave the town.
yeah, we gotta do 23 and me before we start fucking.
Oh, bro! Imagine the family tree, bro. It's just like
it's huge,
and then there's this long
It's
line.
a
It's hilarious.
family
They all
bush.
look they're similar.
You know-
yeah, it's all the same. So yeah.
There's a fun fact that like I think a third of the world's population has descended from Genghis Khan,
Genghis.
and so
No way.
but say like it's probably about 50% of Indiana has descended from this dude's sperm because they just
He really left his mark. You know, he's just like
He did, bro.
he's like
92 of them.
that's a generation of clients. I think what really gets people though, right? Because that happens. Like
Not many people live up to 92, and he has
Nah, not
92
at all.
kids.
But you know how it's like, this happens, right? Adoption or people that go to get sperm donors. But I think because it's tied to this thing, which makes it kind of like, well, that's kind of wrong as well. Well, it is
got
wrong.
good sperm. There's a movie called Delivery Man.
that's what I was gonna
with,
say. I was gonna bring up next Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn, yeah.
What's this?
And it's kind of like this, but he wasn't the doctor that worked at the facility.
Yeah.
It's just that the doctor took a liking to his samples because they were all successful. So rather than the sperm bank was taking samples from everyone, but he was like, well, why risk it from all these other people when I know that this batch here is a sure thing? And he ended up with a whole bunch of kids. And it's,
Wait, is this a movie? Or is
Was
this
it?
It's a movie.
Was it that
Oh,
his
yeah.
Yeah, it's a movie. But was it that he the sperm like was it because of the doctor or was it because he kept going to the sperm bank and donating
No.
at the sperm bank?
Since we're in the topic of sperm, here's a fun fact for you, Don. Apparently, every time a man ejaculates, the DNA, I suppose, information that we ejaculate is worth roughly on about 15.7 gigs worth. So if I seem like a fucking dumb cunt right after, jacking off, it's because I've lost all that intelligence through my dick.
He just transferred. He's just like a data dump, just going.
Yep.
15 gigs is a lot, man.
I'm doing a reboot. No, but with the movie, he gave samples and stuff, and it's not like I think he was a regular, but it was the doctor's choice to use his sample.
To use his...
He had no idea,
That
until these kids were like, what, in their 18, 19-year-olds and stuff.
Yeah, and the synopsis of the movie is that he fathers over 500 children through
Wait,
anonymous
is this a true
donations.
story?
No, this is a movie. This is a movie.
Oh, okay. I keep.
No,
Okay,
probably,
I think
this guy
it
probably
sounds
watched
real,
the
though.
movie for sure, and then got inspired.
Yeah.
Or he probably watched Infinity War, and he wanted to be Thanos. Is like instead of
Thanos is killed.
instead of half of them disappearing, half of them will be my kids.
Fucking hell. 50% of them.
That's horrible. Jesus.
Bro, you imagine dating in that town, bro? Shit.
Oh, it's a
You have to
minefield.
watch
That's
your
what they
back,
kept
bro.
bringing up. They're like, oh, now you question everyone you see.
Hmm.
They have the same nose. They have
Yeah.
the same eyes. So you just get paranoid. Yeah.
Be an awesome cookout,
Bro. It would be. It would be.
Oh
Man.
man.
That's the only town where you can like friggin' like discriminate by looks. You know, it's like I'm not dating you because you have the same nose as me. Like imagine saying that
Too close.
like in real life, like out of that town, you go up to someone and be like, I can't date you because you have the same eyes as me or something like that, or we have the same like a feature, and then you get scared and shit. Like that's discrimination, but for that town they have a reason because like, bro.
Exactly.
Someone literally fucked up for sure.
Would
One of them is,
would you leave that
yes.
place?
Yeah, 100%.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
If I'd known, I would. Like
Yeah.
I mean, even if you get an inkling, you're just like, hey, something's
I mean,
going on here.
Technically, you could stay there and just start making videos of getting your neighbor stuck in the laundry dryer or whatever. And then they go, hey, stepbrother, come help me. And make a
You know
killing
what
in the
I'd
porn
do?
industry.
I would look at this as a positive. And actually, you know what? This is really niche. I'd make a podcast, and I've got guests, like 90 guests. and just-
Bro, yeah, that's a 90 episodes straight
Yeah,
away.
I'm like, man, that's a
have-
niche right there.
Here we have my half brother.
Here's my
number
brother,
of 10.
my sibling number 33.
Yeah.
That'll be the
Episode
episodes.
185.
You call,
185.
call the whole podcast like all from the same pod. Peas in the pod.
Peas in the pod. 93 of them.
93, bro. That's crazy. All right, let's move on to the next article that I have. It's also I posted it on the WhatsApp, and it's also related to children as well. So
Fun.
the article says 2 babies in Virginia have gone viral because they're cousins and also twin brothers. They've got the same DNA because both.
Wait.
They've got the same DNA because both sets of parents are identical twins. Their moms are identical and married to 2 identical twin brothers. So in addition to being cousins, the 2 babies are also genetic brothers. If they took a DNA test, it would say they're siblings, even though they're not. Their parents met in 2017 at a festival for twins, which is crazy, and got married a year later. Now they all live together in the same house, which is weird as well.
That is weird.
So what's your thoughts
I'm
on
so
twins marrying twins?
confused. I actually had to read that title
Wait,
3
wait.
times because I'm like, wait, was
So-
it crossover here? Like, what happened? But then I get it kind of now.
Two twin brothers.
2 twin
Yeah,
brothers.
it was
They-
dating
sisters.
They
twin
met.
sisters.
They went to a twin
And then
festival
they married 2 twin sisters.
and met 2 twin sisters. So one had one each. You know, like one person
then-
married one twin, and the other twin married
But,
the other.
but
twin.
how does that
Wait,
make their
did they
children
have set of
brothers?
twins?
Yeah,
Those
they both
twins
had a set of
share the
twins.
same DNA.
Yeah, then they have they both had a set of twins, and then now they're genetically because both the mother has the same DNA of the other mother because they're twins, right? And then the
Yeah.
brother has
They
the
share the
same
same
DNA of the other
DNA.
brother, so they're twins. And putting it together,
Far
these are
out.
now cousins
That's a
and
mad
twins.
copy paste job. I swear. That's mad. Like
It's high school all over again, bro.
It's fucking
Like it got me
plagiarism.
thinking. I don't know any twins. Like, you guys don't know? Do you guys know twins in real life? Like, I'm just wondering, do twins have the same taste in women?
Oh,
Oh, they tasted
So
way
they-
different.
Okay. I'm talking about the other side.
One just took a shower,
Pause.
one didn't.
Bro, you could. Wow, that'd be cool.
wild.
Dating twins. It's like dating the same person in 2 different universes.
Oh, man, I'm surprised that those guys didn't there's probably like a good way to manage which person is who, but it makes it so
Blue hat, red hat.
yeah.
Have you seen the picture? I'm gonna post the picture right now.
Let's have a look at it again.
They're dressed the same as
why
well.
are they all doing that? They're dressing the same, even the
man.
parents.
See, that's what I'm
Like, what
saying.
would you? What? Yeah, confused.
It's hard to
You get
manage,
so
right?
confused.
Yeah, man. Bro, I struggle.
I know-
Like,
You know,
I
you know
know
what
when I
guilt
was
gets me?
younger-
They live in the same house as well. Like, what's that
Yeah.
for? Like, is that just? Let's just add more to
Bro.
this
You know,
gimmick right here.
they probably have like twin townhouses, or maybe it's a duplex where it's the same house, but they just live side by side.
or is this a twin bedroom?
Fucking mirror image of everything.
Yeah,
Nats
exactly.
is probably looking at his daughters like, "You're never going to that convention."
That's
Stay
really-
away
For
from
one,
there.
having I don't
Stay
even know
away.
what's the purpose of that convention. Is like twins just like going to a twin convention, bro. Like
There's a thing for everything.
I think that's a trap because then, like Christian would be like, if he has a twin fetish, he could just turn up and be like, wow.
I could rock up with like Denzel Washington or Idris Elba and pretend that he's my twin, and we're like, "Oh, bro."
It's just Don and Christian together. It's just like we're twins, kind of like the movie Twins. You know?
Twins
Like,
with Arnold.
same, but different.
Shotgun Arnold.
Same with different.
Just shotgun.
Tonight is your night, bro. I don't mind being Danny DeVito.
But that's
Shout out
like
to Danny DeVito.
what's
with twins, like, have you noticed that they have like a kind of like a certain bond where they could read each other's minds type of thing? Like, I like they're connected as one. Is that a thing? Can you notice that with your kids?
Not yet, but I have been reading about it.
Hmm.
But that does apparently become a thing because they'll communicate before they know how to talk somehow. Right now they're
Spanish.
not. They don't even really notice each other. But yeah, it's a psychic.
Imagine that, like they're just communicating each other. Like, man, our dad is like a loser right now. The way that he's feeding us, and the way
It's like what a guy.
he doesn't
can't
know
feed for
anything right now.
shit.
What is this stupid podcast my dad goes on every week? What is this? What are these
They
three
don't even know,
other
like,
He's
this
right.
podcast is like, why
He's
is our
looking
dad
at me like,
talking to
"This
nobody
dumb
every single week?
motherfucker." Yes, look at this idiot.
Who are these other three idiots?
Stupid. Pretty much.
Well, like, yeah, man, just let us know because I'm always like interested because like if that exists between twins, then we could have like telepathic
Like a
powers
superpowers,
somehow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
that's
can
like a
save so much
superpower,
on the
bro.
phone bill.
Just read it. My mom, I don't know if this is a Filipino thing, but like it's definitely a Filipino thing. How like twins can feel each other like from across the world. So if one twin's feeling something, the other does. But I was like, maybe they just spoke on the phone and feel the same emotions. I don't know.
See,
It's
you
more
could
emotional.
test this. You could test
I don't know how to
this.
test this.
You like tickle Jordan's foot and then see if Margot feels it as well. Like,
And it'd be weird if Christian
This is
feels it too.
this is fucked up.
It's like, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Hey,
Why am I linked?
Just so we're clear, right? We're suggesting Nats do some scientific experiments on his twins. I've seen some like German documentary from the 40s about the same thing. This is a slippery slope, Don.
it's true.
That
It's
guy's
like in a
diary
bunker
went on.
and they're like making superhuman.
yeah, Scarlet Witch and her brother.
Oh, you
Bro,
get it.
that'd be
realized.
sick.
Hall of Bay for sure.
Hold
Just
on,
have to bring that up again.
oh man.
Bro, so it's like yeah, I'm interested with the whole twins thing. I'm fascinated with the whole fact that there's a twins festival. Like,
I want to look
crazy.
this up, eh? Twin Festival.
Yeah, man. Imagine if there's a UK one. Turn up, bro, and then
might
come back
just-
to the podcast and tell us how it was.
I might tell
If
you guys
met-
about it. The world's largest twins festival.
Would you go?
Imagine,
Is
like,
that
the-
something that you would
yeah.
do? Would you take your kids to
I
that?
think so now, just for fun.
Just for funsies.
Like why not?
There's a,
Yeah, it's a real
do
thing.
some arranged
Anyway, this
marriages.
will move on. That's fine.
right, they're called improv.
Hey, to your point, when you mentioned if it's a Filipino thing, like if a twin does something and then the other twin feels it, like you don't have to be twins because like when you sneeze, apparently when you sneeze, someone's thinking about you.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Filipino folklore. There's always some. Oh, you know why? Because they're twins. They feel each other.
because somebody's
Okay.
thinking about you. Hey, come on.
The twins are like, bless us. Oh gosh, everything's in twos.
All right, let's move on to the next topic. I want to talk about the Jokoy movie that's coming out. Let's have a little chat. Like, it came out last week. We totally forgot to talk about it.
It's
I'm
out.
like, it's not
Easter
out.
Sunday?
It's coming out. The
Teaser,
trailer's
trailer.
out. So
Trailer's out for sure.
Easter
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah.
So we got a movie coming out called Easter Sunday, starring Jokoy, and it's basically about the Filipino household and life. I'm guessing what happens on Easter Sunday. And man, what's your thoughts on the trailer?
It looks like, I mean, it doesn't seem like there's a lot to talk about right now, but it looks like there's going to be a lot of those Filipino tropes in it. Like in the first scene of the trailer, it shows the giant spoon and fork on the wall of the Filipino household.
It's pretty much our podcast into a movie, right?
Pretty much.
Everything that we've
much
talked
our podcast.
about on the podcast formed into a movie. I think we should like
Yeah, get some credit or
Sue.
something. Also, that
Also, you know.
Either or.
And I
Joe
didn't
Coy,
realize Tia Carrera is in it.
that's the
Who's that?
auntie.
She's the auntie.
I didn't realize that until like Garcia mentioned it.
Tia Carrera, and I'm like, is Tia Carrera Filipino?
She could still get it, bro. She could still get it. Would you, Don? Would you? Tia Carrera?
Is she a TILF? Is she a TILF? Tita, I love to fuck. A TILF.
Hey, 1967. How old's that? Oh, 55. Yeah, that's TILF then.
TILF for sure.
It's TILF territory.
Bro, when she was in Wayne's World,
Wayne's World.
Wayne's
oh
World
my
2.
gosh. Cassandra.
Oh, was she there?
Cassandra.
Oh,
Yeah.
I really like hope. I got a feeling this movie is just, you know, like it's gonna be so family based, and I'm waiting for a Filipino movie that doesn't have to be about like a family get together.
yeah, because
You know?
Rufio's
I'm,
movie
I'm
is
not, I'm not
like that,
hating
yeah.
or anything. I'm just saying, like, I know it's a trope to, that
the wedding
a family
one, yeah.
gathering, you know, and then a lot of shit just goes down on a family gathering. But like, I would like to see some Filipino movies that are kind of like about something else rather than that.
What I like about this is it's representative of everyday life. Usually, like so instead of the Asian tropes where, you know, there's like the nerdy Asian or the like, you know, the nurse Asian. I mean, that's in there. That you can see his sister's a nurse, but it represents that, you know, Filipino Americans are just like everybody else. They've got a family. They've got this, and it's telling that story of everyday people, and that's what I like about it. It's good that this is representation, and it's for not just Filipino Americans but for Filipinos everywhere, really.
Yeah.
And it's a,
I
it's a
would
big
like to
studio
get
as well.
yeah, I'd like to get a family movie, but a serious one. I think that's what I'd want, because I think there's a lot of like, you know, the parody things are quite easy and, you know, typical. You could see it.
Yeah.
But if there was like a
That'd be
real
so
like
good.
a tearjerker, like a drama, and like you can really see like pull the layers back, and it's actually. And not cheesy.
Yeah.
I mean, like an actual, like, it's not supposed to be a comedy type movie, but Filipino based. I'm trying to think. There was that movie with Aquafina, and it was about the grandma was passing away, and it was about Asians being like really like they don't tell them if they're gonna die because, you know, that'll just make them sad. So the whole family pretends to be, and it's a very Asian thing.
Yeah.
Well, more Asian. But like, I'm trying to think, like, if it was Filipino, what would it be like? You know, like the real, like, let's pull back all the jokes. Like, as Filipinos, we are about, like, we're all about the jokes. You know, family party is all about laughing and all that stuff. But there is some deep stuff there, I think. I reckon that'd be cool, man, as a movie.
But yeah, this is a great start for, like, you know, introduction of Filipinos into the mainstream type of thing.
And who's better to do it,
100%.
right? Jokoy as well.
Yeah, man, he's
Yeah.
the forefront of the whole like Filipino to the mainstream type of thing. He's our who can we compare
It
him
was
to? Like,
either
we can't,
him or
like,
Manny
he's just-
Pacquiao, really.
That's it, bro.
yeah.
Or Manny Pacquiao is just going to be a karaoke album. It's got nothing to
You
do
know, I
with
got a really
family.
cool script. I got an even better script for a Filipino movie, I reckon, that could really work. It's
Yeah.
about like
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
4 boys from like a small town start a podcast.
And they're all related somehow.
Smash it somehow, and they smash it on TikTok. They think of these cool segments and get to travel the world doing this podcast. I think that's a great script.
And they get blowjobs daily.
One of them wears a grey hat. He has a grey hat.
Beige hat.
Oh,
bro.
Oh man, manifestation at its best.
That'd
That's
be
what that is.
great.
Manifesting
Just
at
like
its best.
And then like we
great.
like who'd you want to play you? Like it won't be even like a Filipino like
man.
celebrity. It'll be like I would like Brad Pitt to play.
You know what? You know what?
Yeah,
I'd probably
Idris
be-
Elba, I think he's,
I'd like to be like Tom Cruise and do all my own stunts. So
Especially the sex scenes.
cunning stunts. Michael Jordan already hit me up to play me.
who?
It was like,
I get someone a bit awkward. Probably like Jake Gyllenhaal or something.
Hi.
Don gets Michael A. Jordan.
Why are we choosing non-Filipino actors to play Filipino?
This is the problem, everyone. This is the problem.
It's like Tom Cruise as Don Valix. Brad
in his
Pitt as
Filipino
Ralph
movie.
Flores.
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks as Nats.
Tom Hanks.
Aquafina as Garcia.
Hey, Raph, could you do like an edit and get their actual clips of the real actors?
And I was smiling, like, fuck, that's a lot of work.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson plays a Filipino boy from Sydney.
As Ralph Flores.
He's like a 5'5" Filipino boy from Sydney. Like what? Got the wrong.
And Elizabeth Olsen plays Raph's wife.
It's
like,
so
what?
opposite to everything.
Don
We have to
Alex.
Enjoy
make it
this
real-
family Filipino movie.
Don
we have to make
Alex
it real
played by
dramatic
Danny
as well.
DeVito.
Hey, that would be an honor. That would be a complete honor.
It's Penguin, bro.
We gotta like over dramatize it and just
Yeah.
have clips of like, we gotta finish what we started. Just like all this shit. It gets real emotional. Nah,
My
man, we
parents
can
don't
do
believe
it.
in me.
You're not signing up to Patreon. What do we do?
I don't think this segment's working. We gotta make it work somehow.
No one's at the
Your mic's on
studio.
mute. Your mic's on mute.
Don's at the studio. Don's at the studio. No.
Somebody call him quick.
Who's gonna drink the coffee I bought for him?
I bought you guys drinks on the way. Pour my heart and soul.
I'm confused. Where are your sleeves? Look.
The Cheatcoders, the movie.
Hey man, I'm looking forward to the jokoy movie.
Cheatcoders and the multiverse of madness.
But see,
The
Filipina Gomez.
Filipino
Oh, bro.
What I like is what this movie means is it's gonna inspire more Filipinos to do this.
Sorry,
kind
I
of
just
stuff.
got the Filipino.
So Filipina Gomez, her power, instead of teleporting to a different multiverse, she's got like a little. She'll still open up a window, but you can send balikbayan boxes through it. Instantly, she's there.
And instead of telepathic powers, it's just like as soon as you hear that, it's like, oh,
But like the thing is, like, it's a rogue at first because all the balikbayan box would take 2 months in the boat. Like, it'll take forever. And then Doctor Strange is like, "You can do it." Like, okay.
okay.
And now she does. Now she does money orders as well.
It's like I don't think I can deliver this. Doctor Strange turns around like, you can deliver this. I can deliver this.
Philippine Gomez.
Philippine Gomez.
Oh gosh. She's always got like her
bro.
conversion fee. Like as a advertisement.
Filipino Gomez.
Oh man.
Oh, bro.
Instead of America Chavez, it's Filipina Gomez.
Chavez is the last name.
Yeah, Filipina
Philippine-
Chavez.
Philippine de la
I mean,
Cruz.
same. Oh, dude. Oh man.
Are you gonna send anything to Philippines? Call Philippine Chavez.
Filipina Chavez.
Philippine Chavez. Philippine Chavez is hilarious, bro. Filipino Gomez.
Oh gosh.
Express delivery.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's just carrying empty boxes with her everywhere.
Delivering ulam to everyone.
Yeah.
she can travel all around the world, all around the multiverse to deliver.
Uber Chavez.
She's sponsored by Grab. Grab it.
Grab it. Oh man. But yeah, looking forward to this movie. And all of the things it's gonna looking forward to all of the like it's just another stepping stone to have like Filipinos in the mainstream. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even more so. But we already are.
Yeah, definitely.
I just want to see a Filipino Marvel movie now. Freaking hell, like Filipino Chavez,
Yeah. Filipino.
Filipino Gomez, bro.
I mean
Oh my god.
that's on the way. There's already a Filipino superhero, right? Wave.
Wait,
Oh yeah.
it's like an Aquaman but a woman.
It's,
Aquaman.
Aquaman.
Aquafina.
Too big lady.
I was telling Don I kind of took issue about
Two
this.
big ladies. It's just two big ladies.
Now the whole like Asian representation in the last few years.
Yeah.
There's movies like Crazy Rich Asians and that come out and they go, oh man, it's Asian representation. But like, I don't feel represented because I'm not a fucking billionaire. You know what I mean? I don't relate to these cunts.
it's a different level of Asian.
Yeah, no way.
Bro, I'm waiting for a broke-ass, talentless Filipino from Mount Druitt. Where the
By
fuck is
Tom
that
Hanks.
movie, bro? I need some realism in my life, bro. I need to relate,
I'll
bro.
tell you what, it's only a matter of time before somebody creates that. I was telling Garcia that I want to do a Filipino sitcom. Like I want to do a sitcom that's based on a Filipino
that'd be
family.
sick.
You know,
Make a TV show,
Working
Raph.
class.
I say so casually, yeah. Like Raph can make anything. Raph, make a TV show, bro.
I'll get right on that.
No, like
I
he's
do
got
want to make a
million
sitcom.
other
Sitcom
things
will
to
be
do.
mad.
I reckon.
I know. Bro, I just had a kid, bro.
You just had a
I
kid.
need-
It's like Raph, make
I
a
need to
TV
chill
show,
out, bro.
please.
Make a TV show about having a Filipino kid. See, you just record it.
Half Indian, half Filipino.
Half
Yeah.
Indian, half yeah.
It'll be like a
That's a sick
Sure, for sure.
reality TV show.
That would be cool because you have
So
such
boring.
you have a mad culture clash.
Just
You
me
have the-
trying to calm my baby down.
Yeah.
So it's crying again.
Keeping up with the Floreses.
Keep Flores. Oh, imagine
That
My
would be a
life is
fun
not
show, man,
interesting
'cause
enough
you've
for
got
a
like
reality
a-
TV.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You have like the perfect life for a TV show
Oh, thanks.
Imagine.
in a good way. There's
Dude's calling me Kim Kardashian as well.
Nats
man.
was like, "Hey Garcia, you got the perfect life for radio." I'm like, "What the fuck, man? You don't want to see me, bro?"
That's what we need, a Filipino reality show that we could relate to. But that's real shit, bro. Like, we don't need like movies
Reality
and shit. We just
show.
need to see the real thing. That'd be cool.
I don't know about
What you
reality
call
show.
it? The Housewives of
Mount Druitt.
Blacktown.
Real Housewives of Mount Druitt.
Real Housewives of Mount Druitt.
The kids come home and it's like, oh, have you cooked rice?
Yeah, no.
Nah, I'm gonna make a drill album.
All it is like slippers being thrown across the room every 5 minutes.
they're constantly trying to one up each other of like how badly they beat their kid. I came home and he didn't do this shit, so I slapped him in the head. I slapped my kid twice. Oh, fuck, man. It's not a competition, dude. That's shit.
All right, let's get on to the next segment. And it's no longer called the wild thought of the week because we don't want to box Garcia down. We're just going to call this the thought of the week. So, Garcia, what is your... Oh, well, I'm going to have to change that for some
What is
reason.
your
But
thought?
what is your thought of the week?
Thought?
Well, I do have a couple of thoughts in mind. Can you just let me know if the mic's kind of cutting out? But yeah, so
you good?
I don't know, have you guys been to like a farmer's market or things like that, where rather than going to like a grocery store to buy your produce, you actually go to like directly to the source, the people that picked it out of their own fields and stuff? Have you ever done anything like that? Like know that your produce is coming, like there's no pesticides and shit,
It's like fresh as, it's like proof.
Fresh
Yeah.
as.
That,
There's
it's
no
fresh
middleman, and
nothing's
that
putting-
the people that grew that shit, they're getting paid correctly rather than getting undercut by Woolies or those massive companies and shit.
Yeah.
So I've kind of decided to do something similar, but with porn, right? So rather than going to Pornhub, I've this is a beauty.
Just invited to your friend's mate and just watch him have sex.
Hey,
this
cutting
is-
out the middleman now.
This is
from
fresh
a camera.
as. Speaking of middlemen,
It's so fresh you can smell
Standing in
it.
the corner.
I think
Smells
this
like- it smells
one's
like the
not
fish market.
ripe yet. It's like, but this time I get to be the middleman, if you know what I mean. No.
I could just imagine just Garcia just walking in between the sex and to the guy watching is like, yep, that's real.
I'm just like,
Like,
when you
Just
like,
commentating.
you're looking at fruits and vegetables and you're constantly touching shit.
He's like,
You're trying to shake that thing. But it's more of a public service announcement, really. So it might be a good idea sometimes to, make sure, so for us, we're content creators, right? Kind of give me shit last week as well, but we put stuff online.
influences.
Influencer.
Yeah,
Garcia's an influencer.
and I've
Influence.
recently discovered the importance of supporting people that create content and stuff. So I've gone directly to the content creator and go, hey, rather than me going through, I don't know, Pornhub or OnlyFans or whatever, and they get a cut, why don't I go directly to the source? But the thing is, the back and forth and stuff is just, so this person's from Japan too, they don't really talk English that well, so it's really hard. They don't take PayPals, and I gotta buy them Amazon gift vouchers, and then you find out that it's Amazon Japan gift vouchers. So by the time that everyth's sorted out, I've completely lost my boner, and I was like, I'm going back to OnlyFans.
It's a lot of effort.
I was like, this is a pointless exercise.
All of that effort.
All I can imagine is oh yeah, girl, and then he's just let me just convert some yen to put into my PayPal and transfer it over. And then you see 5 hours later, he's still going.
One hand is on his junk, the other hand is on the mouse, being
Almost there.
just waiting for this transfer.
Oh, damn it. Now I gotta verify if I'm human. Is this a truck? Does this look like a truck to you?
I'm not a robot.
The capture's not working.
The capture doesn't work. I put in the wrong code. No.
Is that a G or is that a 9? What is that?
You get the pictures. It's fire hydrants. I think that's a boat.
I think that's a vote.
I think that's a boat. Boat.
Does a
Those things
seaplane
always
count as a
get me,
plane?
You kill me. Does that count? Does this count as a bike? It is a motorbike. Technically, it's a bike.
Then you click on it. It's like, no, I cannot start again. Well,
click on all the traffic lights, and then the traffic lights like on like there's a little bit over the line.
Yeah,
I hate that.
Fuck.
There's an
I don't know if
angle.
this is
Pedestrian crossing. And you're
This
like,
is a trick
damn.
question. Oh my god!
And then his boner was gone.
Yeah, completely lost my boner.
put your mind stimulated. So.
Oh gosh. But yeah, that was a
Well,
bit of a
man, good on
thought
you
this week.
for trying to support the, you know.
Local
I
businesses.
tried,
bro.
but it's
So
just
look,
I
it's
understand
like
now
other
why
side of the
there's
world.
Pornhub and OnlyFans to make things a lot more smoother. So fuck supporting directly to the artist.
Why Woolworth? Why go to IGA when there's Woolworths? you know?
Exactly, man. This is why we have grocery stores.
Hey, that reminds me because I remember back in the day there was always a tito that would come over, like randomly to my house or to my family's house, and they would sell something. So the whole purpose of them there to come over to your house was they were gonna sell something to you, whether it be a bunch of like orange juice. Like one day he like this is the first time we've ever seen him. He just come by. And he would like try to sell us orange juice, and then he became the juice man from then on.
The juice man.
And then when that juice man came over, when he moved on from the orange juice, he came back with like what you call it, champion jumpers. So like he would try to sell jumpers to
that's pretty
because
dope,
he knows like, oh, there's Filipinos in this household. I've been there, and they bought my juice, and now I'm upgraded to clothes and apparel. And he would just come by and be like, now I got apparel. You know, it's constantly.
Was he just a fencing guy, just like fencing whatever he had? He's like,
that's it, man. Like I'm pretty sure he was just the hustling guy, like the hustling tito.
It's like,
He would
did you ever
come
do that?
by with something new.
No.
You know Alibaba, how it's kind of widely known now.
yeah.
Back in the day, like me and my cousin would buy like bootleg shit, sometimes like clothes and stuff from there, and then like try to sell them off, you know.
Yeah.
But it's like it's so cheap that it's worth it, because even if you don't sell everything, you're already still making a profit. So maybe
people make a living off just reselling on Alibaba. So.
Enterprising, that's what that is, man.
Yeah, bro.
You
Hustlers,
can
man.
put your own twist on it too. You should actually look into that. Hey, anyway, let's take that.
I was one of those guys who thought that I bought real like babe.
Straight away.
Like I went to like Hip Hop Charisma, and I'm not gonna try and
I
shout them
remember
out
that.
or anything.
They're
I thought
gone
they were
now
real
anyway.
shit. I was like, this is real babe, and it's not. It's fake. And then I was walking around with like fake babe all this time. And then I'd posted on my MySpace profile picture, like
Space.
yeah, bro.
That was
one of my-
the era. That was the era.
That was
I
the
remember
era
that.
where babe was a thing, and then you didn't know what was real and what was fake until like 2 months earlier. Everyone's been saying like all this stuff here, fake babe, you know. And then I was like, oh man, I got fake babe, and I full strutted around with the fake babe. It's like, fuck.
I'll be honest. I
Hustle.
didn't know Bape was a real thing. I thought Bape was always fake. Like when it first came out, because it was so popular. The fakes were so
original.
popular. I thought that was the thing, and then I found out later it's like, oh, it's actually like a high-end fashion brand. I'm like, oh, I thought it was just some fake thing that came
Zipper
out.
goes all the way up to the top of your hood.
seems-
so amazing.
seems so
I legit thought it was just a fake brand that was like, hey, everyone's getting it.
Bathing
Really?
mates.
Yeah, it seemed weird.
You're probably
to me. I'm
thinking
like, oh.
everyone's like, you're probably thinking like everyone's profile pic, including mine, is like, look at these friggin' fools with their fake shit.
Fake.
Friggin' hell, bro.
It always seemed really
yeah,
weird
like-
and impractical that they'd be able to zip it all the way up. I'm like, that's, yeah, sure, you're warm, but like, why?
You suffocate.
Why?
There was no ventilation.
Novelty.
Just a whole bunch of apes on your friggin' jumper.
It just seems like they, instead of making it stop at a certain point, they're just like, you know what? Let's be lazy and just make it zip all the way up, so we don't have to like make the design different. That's probably what they did, and they were like, oh, this is
so we couldn't. So we don't have to buy any stoppers.
yeah, exactly.
It stops dumb.
Let's just zip it all the way up.
Imagine a chair company was like, oh, I can't afford putting like friggin'. That's probably how stools were invented.
Yeah.
They couldn't be bothered
The
putting the back
backrest.
part of it. And if we save money, take off the backrest, we can create a whole new thing.
We could make more
Stools.
stools from these backrests.
You know, in Japan and stuff, like, you know, where they sit on the ground, they'll be like, you know what would save us some money? Just make these tables shorter.
Instead of a chair, let's just put a mat down, a tatami
Yeah.
mat. Let's call it a tatami mat, and then
There's some unan on the ground.
some unan. Oh man,
Bro,
That's so good.
I had a unan that was like my childhood unan that I would carry everywhere. It was like, you know how people
That's
had
cute.
teddy bears and shit?
Yeah.
Mine almost had like a little unan. And, it was my best friend,
It
bro.
would be clumpy
like,
and stuff, right?
did you have a name
Over
for it?
time.
Nah, it was called unan, bro. Because I am original.
Unan.
When you got a second one, is Dalawan. Oh gosh.
Or we could call it unan pino because it's pillow pino.
Oh wow.
Oh my god. Dad jokes, ladies and gentlemen. Dad jokes.
Oh, bunch of
Justified.
pillows.
He's like, justified.
A bunch of pillows.
Yep. Oh wait, hang on. Ralph, that checks out. That joke.
Yeah, there you go.
You get the
Unan
dad
pinos
tick. Oh,
out there. Shout outs to you guys. I burnt my sister's unan.
What?
Like I threw it onto like we were playing around and then I chucked it up onto one of those lights. It's one of those lights where it's like the pole is down and then the light was kind of like it's kind of like an upside down lamp on the ceiling, right?
Mm-hmm.
Chandelier.
And then the unan, yeah, kind of like that. Like the unan
you
stayed on
throw it
it,
on top.
and then I threw it on top and it burnt. It burnt into
Oh.
half, and then yeah.
That was her friend.
Yeah, that was
You
her friend.
burned
Like,
your
everyone had,
sister's
like everyone, all my sisters had their own unan,
which
and I had my own
which
unan.
sisters?
Shout outs to Irene. Hey,
Shout
shout
outs.
outs to you.
Sorry.
Her unan went half. She had the smallest unan because of me. I was like, oh my bad.
Oh man.
Oh man. Oh, poor Unan.
Rest in peace.
I was,
no longer-
unans are not that.
It's no longer Unan.
The unan pinos aren't supposed to be that big. They're supposed to be smaller. The unan pinos.
This is sorry. This is completely unrelated. I don't know how I got here, but it just reminds me like rap. Like I don't know why your sisters always get done around you. Like we went fishing once, and Raph took his sister's car. And by the end of it, the bloody car was like smelled like fish, bro. It was just
because
trash.
it was like a storm. There was a storm?
It was storming, and we just like wet. There's 4 guys. We're like, oh, I was like, guys, let's take shelter in the car.
Just fucking up their sisters all the time.
And then now I'm hearing this burning pillows. What else have you done, bro?
Sorry, sis.
Hey man,
Fucked your car
sorry,
up. Sorry, sis.
It's funny. I was like I invited all my mates.
Boys,
like,
I got the car.
I got just jump in the car. We'll go through the storm. Bring your rods
Get in the
It's
car.
okay. Get in there. Oh man!
Smells
And
like
then the next day I
yellow
was like, I'm gonna clean it. And then my sister woke me up, and then she freaking yelled this shit. Like she got the shit.
Flipped it.
I didn't know she was gonna wake up before I did. I was gonna clean the car, and nothing happened and shit.
Yeah.
But,
Oh my god, my buddy cheaper.
She's like, first my unan, now the car. Fuck Never again.
oh my god!
No.
Well, yeah. Shout outs to everyone who had that was kind of like my crutch as a kid. Like
Siblings.
it kept me safe. The unan.
I thought your
little
sisters. I thought you meant your sisters.
No.
My sisters kept me
This
safe because I
pillow.
kept fucking everything
No,
else
no,
up
no.
for them.
This pillow. And if anyone had an unan bigger than mine, I'm gonna chuck it in the light and burn it in half. Don't mess with my unan.
You felt
I can only
threatened.
one.
You felt
Only
threatened.
one unan pillow.
He felt insecure about his unan. Everybody's unan's bigger than mine. Why?
Maybe yours is a micro unan. That's why.
My pillowcase is like I cut my pillowcase into half just so it's cleaner.
What? You tule your pillow.
No, I folded it back.
Oh my
Stitched it
gosh.
up.
You stitched it. You stitched it permanently up.
Wow,
What is that for? Oh, so I could keep it clean.
It's a lot cleaner. The dust doesn't get inside the case.
Oh, it's cleaner now.
No. Where do we go
All
from
right.
here? Where do we go from here? Where do we go from comparing our pillows to our penises?
Since I have a baby now, like I'm worried about the shape of his head. Like I'm worried
'Cause the
that
skull's
because
so
my
soft?
dad, if
Oh,
can
yeah, yeah.
because my dad and my head, it feels like the back of the head has been cut straight down.
What, even till
Oh,
now?
it's
what I
like
mean?
flat in the
Like,
back
yeah,
there.
like, it's flat in the back.
Yeah.
Even now?
So my head is super flat. Yeah, my head is super flat. So if I decide to shave my head, you'll notice the back of my head is sliced in
It's
half.
a sheer wall.
Like it's missing the round part at the back because like a really good skull or a really good shape of head is
like
there's,
round.
there's a bump on the back.
Yeah.
It's round at the back. Like I haven't been
Wow.
looking at your guys' heads. Like, do you have a nice little shape at the back?
I don't have the flat
Yeah.
part, but I know what you mean. Like, I had like our neighbor was like that. We used to get him to like balance a soccer ball in the back of his head, and he'd be able to do it. This is when we were kids. He could probably still do it now, but yeah.
I have a bump at the back of my head. I don't know where it came from. Probably when I was younger, but like
Yeah.
I've got this bump on the back of my head.
I was like,
Not
wow.
sure
Mine's
what's
round. Mine's normal. I'm prepared.
Like that,
I'm ready.
that's the
Mine's
one.
my
That's the
hair's
one
gonna
thing
fall
I'm
out.
scared. I'm scared of, like, if I lose my hair, is that the shape of my head is
The head of my
is
shape.
just not appeasing.
You-
I'll be wearing a hat
You just
all
have to
day.
wear a
Get
hat, wear a
Botox,
hat
bro.
all day, every day.
That's a good.
How can I
Just
get
get-
extra head?
just
I mean,
get a-
like,
just get a-
Extra head.
can I get an extra bump on the back of my head?
Just
No,
get a
prosthetics,
filler.
bro.
Yeah, a filler.
If Cardi B can
Prosthetics.
get an extra bump on her bum, I'm pretty sure they
Yeah,
can do
yeah,
something
yeah.
for the back of your head.
Prosthetics, man.
I'm like looking for a reverse tulip for my head, bro. I need to add more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you take
What,
it
you're
away
gonna like
from your
pull
like
it?
the
legs.
You're
shape
gonna you're gonna pull the skin and make it go further.
They call it a German cut.
My dad is. My dad's like he's losing hair right now, and then it's every time he gets a haircut, it's noticeable of how flat
Yeah.
back is. Like, it's got no back, like literally like a flat ass on your head. It's kind of like it's like a cliff. It goes up and then just straight fucking down, and I'm like,
like a slab.
yeah,
Like
like
you
literally
can,
a
you can
slab.
ask
Like,
the
like a wall.
barber to fix it up, right? Like, rather than going
No, but if there's
straight
no hair,
on that,
though.
It's
they,
a good
they
make it
kind
go
of
around.
just create a curve, an artificial one.
great illusion.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the same for like
Get a mullet.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, man, like now I'm worried about my child. He like my son has a good back of head. It's got a good shape,
Yeah.
and I've read into it, and it's got a like you gotta position your child in a certain way and avoid having him to lay on the back of his head constantly.
Mm.
Right.
Yeah, you need to do
And-
tummy time, Raf. Probably in like 6 months.
Tummy time.
But they hate it. So with the kid, like same with my daughters, they got flat heads, but I don't have it. I actually just thought it was a kid thing, and then it phases out. But it could be like a genetic thing, like.
Are you supposed to like
If you've got it.
massage it or something, like so that?
Nah, it naturally just forms out. Well, it should
It's a-
technically, but
it's
I guess in
called
Rap's
soft.
case, like maybe if more acceptable to flat
you-
head, just tummy a lot.
Could you get them one of those like pillows that mold to the head so that it's not flat? It's just I don't know.
They can't have
Yeah.
pillows as babies.
My one's just the ground. If you want to mold it, it's just flat as.
Hey, Raf, do you have
You know,
like
yeah.
a mold of like the Cheatcoders or something? like
Yeah,
a pillow, and then they could lie down on it.
And so when they grow
grows
up,
up, he's got the Cheatcoders on the back of his head. Right, that'd be sick.
Even the Cheatcoders, the pixelated ones, like literally, that's my head.
It's
Like
flat.
it's flat. It's flat at the back. It's literally my head, bro.
I love that
Yeah,
shit, man. I want to get
like
that
it
so
connects.
much.
It connects to the neck. The neck is just
It's just
in line
straight.
with the head. It's just straight down.
That's 100%.
Oh,
This is
man.
If any doctors out there could solve my problem of adding more roundness to my head, please hit me
This
up,
is-
man.
this is a
Ratman's
good
head.
segue into
More head.
this is a good segue into the fun fact that I was gonna say today.
Oh,
Hey, let's go to the fun
let's do
fact
it.
of the week. Fun fact
Of
of
the
the week
week.
with Don. Fun fact of the week
Of
with
the
Don.
week with Don.
He's got facts. He's got that.
He's
He's got
facts.
something to say with facts.
Baby got
Fun
facts.
fact with
Baby got
Don.
All right, so you mentioned about being worried about being bald. Apparently now, calling a man bald can now be classed as sexual harassment, according to a UK
Ooh.
employment tribunal judge. So
Is this because of the slap thing from Will Smith?
no, so
Where did that come from? It's like once he slaps something, all these legislations just came out.
we're blaming Will Smith for everything now. Dave
Because
Chappelle got attacked. People
wife
been calling
was
bald.
Oh, yeah, true.
Because she was bald. Yeah, I know. Like sometimes the connects are like so far off. Anyway, let's move on. I don't know why.
All right, so
I need more context.
Apparently, so this is in an article from the CNBC. Apparently, 3 members of a tribunal have decided on the ruling that basically says that if you use the word bald as an insult, it's related to it's considered sexual harassment because it is related to a characteristic that is usually or mostly that's found in men. So
And
men
Jada.
usually and Jada Pinkett
And
Smith.
Jada.
Yeah. It's a characteristic that most men go through, male pattern baldness, and so now according to this alopecia, according to this tribunal in the UK, now
I'm trying to get Will Smith as a guest, so calm down, guys.
Oh, sorry guys. Yeah, we might get slapped.
Like slapping the bass.
Sorry.
but yeah,
continue.
now we can't.
Buttocks.
Now, yeah. Apparently, and then what's funny is, it's because this guy who it was like the ruling published Wednesday was made on a case where the insult was alleged to have been used against a guy named Tony Finn while he worked as an electrician for a British bung. It's called British Bung Manufacturing Company. And
Bong.
yeah, what's the name of the company? Anyway, Finn claimed that he was called a bald cunt. And that's
Oh,
why.
well, yeah, cunt. That
The bald
That's
part
why-
was what fucked him up.
Yeah, he was like, it's sexual harassment because you use the word bald. Not worried about the fact that he called him a cunt. Oh man.
Well, technically, like, if we're talking about cunts, right? You'd rather
Yeah, the bald one's better.
the bull's better. The bull star.
You'd rather.
Oh man.
You don't want to be
So
like.
I would be like,
you're
thank
a hairy
you.
cunt.
Yeah, bro.
You're a hairy
That's
cunt.
that's 1970s porn shit,
You
bro.
know what I thought of as well, right? In like Western Sydney, the highest accolade or the highest compliment that you can give somebody is sick cunt. Like that's
Yeah.
when you're called that by somebody from Western Sydney, you're like, oh, that's amazing. I feel amazing every time.
That person
Every time
appreciates you, man.
Yeah.
Worse.
The highest compliment. Highest.
Officer,
100%.
you're at. Nah, don't say that. Hey, mom.
So are you saying that we can't call anyone bald?
Yeah.
Or like
Apparently.
use
Wait,
it
is that just in
Apparently.
the UK though?
Well, yeah. This happened in the UK, and
Got to know the
for this
jurisdictions.
employment.
And shit,
So you can't say it. That's the rest of us can.
so yeah. When I get back home, I'll be able to say it.
but if we say it to him, is it okay?
Probably
Because technically our voices
But
is
you won't
going
be
across
but you
the
won't be
pond.
but you won't be penalized for it because the jurisdiction stops from the UK border. So you can say all you want, but I can't really do anything. They can't do anything. So yeah, that's all.
This is those
Yeah,
things.
because I've noticed
glad
you've been
we-
like your hairline's going a bit back, a bit more. So
Hey,
I want to
Oh,
get
really now?
prepared.
Yeah, it's even
I wanna get
further now.
He
prepared.
didn't use the word. He didn't use the word. He just went.
I didn't use it.
I can't.
That hairline is keeps pushing back.
Reciting.
What if a bald guy says to another bald guy and called him bald? Is it kind of like, you know,
The
the B
N-word.
word?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
only.
What's
only,
up, my baldies?
Only other bald people can call people bald. That's what that is. What up, my bald
That's my baldy right
baldies?
Yeah, they call the bald
Bald
and beautifuls. That's their gang.
there. The bold and the beautiful.
Bald and beautifuls.
you bitch ass Baldy.
Baldy, please.
Imagine,
Yeah. My Baldy.
imagine someone call. Imagine being like bald and then you call them the N word and the other person's like, oh, why did you call me bald?
Baldies in
It's
Paris.
discrimination to my hair.
Things, man.
Baldies in Paris.
Bold so hard. Bold so hard. It's a fan.
That brings a whole new meaning to that song. Baldy.
Baldy.
Bald.
Please stay far. No how you know this.
Fuck
Baldy.
who you know where you from, Baldy. There's so many lyrics, bro. And if you don't know, now you know.
You know, Baldy.
Oh, gosh.
Oh man. Oh bro. See, Garcia.
dumb, but
Wait,
it's so
Garcia can say it because his hair. His
You know-
head
you know
is
really
shaved.
I know, I
Oh,
still got a little bit of like
You gotta-
some
you gotta-
Samuel Jackson thing going on.
You can only say it. You can only say it when you
Nah.
skin. Like,
That's boldest, bro. You can't say that shit.
Boldest.
That's boldest, bro.
No, but my junk is always bold. So in a way,
Smooth.
I say yeah, smooth as eggs.
Well, Nats's hairline's like half his head, so is he like a halfy bald?
Yeah.
I'm a half cast. I'm a half cast.
You're like
I'm
Mariah
Half
Carey.
bold, half human.
You're a Meghan
Half bold,
Markle.
half human.
He's a Meghan Markle.
Does she have a big? Does she have? I'm gonna look this up. I didn't know that.
Like Rihanna had that bald half head, you know, the shaved.
No,
thing.
hers is prominent. Meghan Markle doesn't have a big forehead.
No, we're talking about
No,
because she's half. She's half black.
That went straight
too
over
much-
your receding
too much-
hairline.
Yeah.
I traveled a couple kilometers right there. That's completely launched off.
Oh man.
Missed
Oh,
that one.
bro.
It got me thinking, right? Like, I feel like at this point, when you guys make fun of like my hair thinning out and all this stuff, it doesn't necessarily bother me. But it used to
Doesn't
bother
that
me
fit?
when I was younger. Because I think I said this on the podcast before. I had a girlfriend who would be like, "Oh my god, I love your hair so much," and like when my hair started to go thin, I was worried that she was gonna break up with me because, you know, like I wanted to shave my head because I just couldn't be bothered with my hair anymore, and I was afraid she was gonna break up with me. I don't care about that stuff so much anymore. Like, yeah, it's nice to have hair and stuff, but like,
You reckon you could grow it now? It doesn't look that thin. Like, I'm looking at it now. It doesn't even look that thin. I know people with thinner hair.
I've been growing it, so yeah, and I've been putting stuff in it to try to make it grow a little more.
It looks good.
So
Like, it doesn't look thin at all.
So
Yeah,
it
man.
is. So it is. It is.
Your
what it is.
mission this whole year
Grow
is
it,
to
bro. Just
grow it as
kicks.
much as you can.
Just grow it.
We want
Just
to be
to see
called
what-
a hairy cunt. Like, genuinely.
All twisty
fucking
and shit.
haircut.
I'll lose my my baldy privileges. That's what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't say bold no
I'll be
more.
able to
Not in
say
the UK. You can't come to the UK and be saying bold everywhere you go. It's not allowed.
Go to America and be like, is that a bald eagle? Oh, you can't say that.
You're like the Sam Jackson in Django. Like, what's this baldy doing on this nay?
This is Baldy.
Oh man.
They said baldy like 170 times in that movie.
In that movie. Oh
You finally you watch Fast and Furious. It's like finally representation of us.
Indeed.
no. What bad actors who are also divas?
Oh,
Hey,
fucking talking about Riddick, bro.
this guy grew some hair and grew some balls. Nice.
So Vin Diesel's gonna come after me. What's he gonna?
Yeah, man. Just call him a bald guy in UK.
Dangerous territory you're walking on.
Man.
Hey,
That's funny.
He's gonna race ya.
That'd be fun. That'd be funny though if Vin Diesel came after me for that comment. Oh wow. I think he's doing me a favor more than doing himself a favor. Really.
Family.
you know who should do Fast and Furious movies? Filipinos, because they're all about family. You know, imagine jeepneys and dressed up like
that'd be
all dressed up
amazing.
jeepneys.
Oh, Garcia would love
Drag
that.
racing.
You know what?
Yes.
That'd be so
That
cool,
would be like
man.
the dream come true for
you
him.
couldn't.
I would like that.
You can't film a Fast and Furious movie in the Philippines because the traffic is shit. You can't drive anywhere.
They did it in Chicago.
It'll be
Bumper
It'll
to
be
bumper,
slow.
fucking.
It's slow and furious. He's like, fucking hell.
It's slow and frustrating.
Everyone's beeping and shit.
Traffic. Slow and the furious.
You know, it's like for those 10 seconds or less, I'm free. But in feels like for those 2 hours or less, I'm free.
Instead of them, you know how they jump onto the truck to try to steal the stuff out of the truck. It's the person jumping into the jeepney and buy it. That's what they're trying to do.
You know how they have that
Holding
hook
onto the back
thing,
of the jeepney.
and then like they climb onto the truck.
Yeah.
He's the guy hanging in the back of the jeep. You know that open door. Vince, grab my arm.
Vince.
Oh, shit.
Man.
And then there's like civics driving underneath jeepneys and shit.
Bro.
Oh my gosh.
That'd be so good. That's so cool.
Maybe Tito Bing Diesel.
No, Menaja.
Monica.
Oh god.
Here's another fun fact that I'd heard, and this is just something that I'd heard in passing. Apparently, in the Philippines, bus drivers, if they injure somebody, so if they make impact with somebody, what happens is they, oh my goodness, there's a baby.
I didn't hear her come in, and that scared the crap out of me. I was like,
That's like,
who's here?
I was like, whoa, this is my sanctuary. Oh,
It's a baby.
It's sad.
Hey,
What up, Seth?
everyone? This is
Hey,
Seth. Seth, this is everyone.
Oh, man.
Oh, so cute.
That's adorbs.
Do you see the Filipino
Say.
ness, or do you see the Indianness?
Did you just say
Actually,
Filipinos?
I reckon it's quite split. Filipinos. Do you see the Filipinos?
I mean, his face is gonna continue to like change, right? Because it's still.
I reckon it's a very balanced mix, to be honest. From the last photo you sent, it's quite even. I was really curious. I've been curious for a while, man. Actually, I was like, I wonder what Ref's kids will look like.
He looks skinnier in the photo that you sent, Ref. Like it looks like he's put on weight, especially from the first, like the first photos that you sent from ages ago.
Yeah,
he's grown, bro.
Yeah,
Bro, I'm trying to outculture my wife, because my son's half Indian, half Filipino, so I want to outculture and put more Filipino-ness into his life.
More
Into the
filler.
mix.
So we're watching like Scrubs and stuff, so he can think that nursing is fun, and then like I'm trying to brainwash him to nursing. And every time a solution is fixed, I'm like opening up like a little container of Vicks. So he could associate
The smell,
fixing
right?
problems with Vicks.
Is this part of your comedy set, bro? This is great. This material is great. This is great. I like this material.
I'm trying to battle, man. As a Filipino, I'm competitive, and with a half, baby. I need
supposed to be competing
give the culture
against her, man.
You know you can collab, right? And just rice. You both like rice.
You both
Enough
like
for both.
rice.
Yeah, but I'm gonna put more garlic into that stuff, and then
More
Instead
spam.
put some,
You could try to combine the cultures and have kare. Like that's a kare.
Got it.
butter adobo. It'd be so good.
Butter adobo.
Get him a modified barong that's like half sari, like a
bro.
gold.
I still have
blue
my
barong.
wedding suit from my Indian wedding. Yeah, I look like a friggin' superhero with that shit on.
I've got
Sometimes
the one
I
from yours
you know.
too. It's in my closet back home. I'll take
I
it
look
out.
like
Special
we look like the Power Rangers in
Yeah,
our
bro.
photos with all the colors.
If you've seen the
Well,
photos,
yeah, man.
guys, it's usually like Raph and then 5 of us, and we're all different colors. Power Rangers are the Wiggles.
ethnic wiggles.
Yeah.
Not just
Doing
Jan.
gang poses and shit.
Bro, yeah. So I'm gonna try my best to make my son super Filipino.
I mean, that's
so he could continue to Cheatcoders podcast.
that's what you have us for as well, to help, build that culture of Filipino culture in your son.
That's a good subject actually. You know, when people say with their kids, like they want them, they want them to be a certain way, but in the end, kids will always find their own way. Yeah, some kids like, I want my son to be like a basketball player just like me, and then they end up drawing or being an artist, and they're like, no, but is there anything else in your minds? Like, you know what, I'm gonna get this guy started early just to see
Fishing.
things that I want.
Do you know how many chinelas I've bought him so far? And the purpose of it is not to put on the feet. It's just to chuck at me to let me know about something.
Oh my gosh.
Have you
I'm teaching him how to to draw the Jesus fish.
have you bought him a little? You know how when you buy, like, kids have toys that are cooking sets. Have you bought him a little rice cooker as well? Just so that
Oh yeah, hell yeah!
you can prepare.
And like the only way to cook it is to to measure it with your finger.
Yeah.
Like
You get rid of the cup.
and the way I
no
did it,
measuring
like I measure everything with my finger now. So like I measure like distance with my finger, so he knows that using the finger in
Yeah.
the rice cooker is the way to cook it.
It's a measurement.
That's the way to go.
it's this.
It's just, you have to be subtle
Bro,
with
his
this.
hand
You
is
have to
so
try and get in their
tiny, bro.
subconscious.
If he uses his finger, that rice is gonna be so dry. Seth's
Has
hand
to use
is
his
like
whole elbow.
Yeah, tiny.
That's
Yeah,
it.
so from now on I'm gonna call him Bong Bong, just to
Don't
just so he can grow up.
don't give it.
He's gonna be appreciating basketball. It's gonna be so good. Like
He's gonna be the-
I don't have time. I don't have time to attend cricket games. They go for half. They go for half a day. Please.
Oh man. Yeah, name him Bong Bong so he can be like the future president, dictator of the Philippines.
And also like
Topical.
Take.
political.
Hot take.
But yeah, like I'll let you guys know my progress.
yeah.
And we'll go from there. Like, his singlet already is already halfway up his stomach anyway. So I'm doing the right thing.
Gotta
Taking
buy
on
him-
his belly button. I used to have a cord on this.
You can get the little skewers.
I used to fly a kite.
You know the little skewers, or maybe like a roll of toothpicks, and then wrap it in string. So you give him a little tiny wallisting thing.
Oh my gosh.
He's cleaning his bum. He's cleaning his nappy with a Wallace Ding Ding.
He's got a,
Wallace Ding Ding for my ding
he's
ding.
a shot glass, and then he can use it as a tabo.
It's a shot glass.
He's just dipping his what you call it, his pacifier into like suka.
Oh my god.
Suka and chili.
Let's go put this and
It's come in this like exaggerated jar with the exaggerated jar.
Instead of race cars, he's got little jeepneys. That's like
yeah,
the race
it
track.
was so good.
Or little tricycles.
Well, I think he's definitely set to be Filipino.
Yeah. We'll get him.
He's gonna be the most stereotypical
It's like overly
Yeah.
Filipino. Like, why is he playing with jeepneys? Why is he doing everything in batis?
Let's get him like his own little bale song, like the butterfly knife, just so that he's ready.
What?
He's got 2 sticks and he's doing a screamer and like knife skills and stuff like that.
Man, you're in the wild part of the Philippines right now.
Yeah, I was like, I don't recall.
I'm keeping my son away from that one.
I'll tell you what though. I'll tell you what. My first gift for him will be like little boxing gloves and a little like punching bag. Cause Filipino.
I thought you were gonna say a butterfly knife. I was like,
No, my first gift is gonna be like a membership to the Rudy Hill RSL, bro.
nice.
For the next Pacquiao fight.
My first gift for him is I'm gonna borrow money off Seth and never pay him back.
Welcome to the Philippines.
Welcome to the Utang clan, bro.
The Utang clan.
hand him money. That's the classic Filipino move. It's like you hand a kid money, give it to your dad, they will take care of it for you. Give it to your mom. Here's $20. Give it to your mom.
Never saw it again.
Never again.
Hey mom, what happened to that $20? You lost it, but I gave it to you. I don't know. You lost it. You were playing in the party and then you lost it.
There goes my birthday money since 10 years old.
Exactly.
Trauma.
Trauma.
So sad.
or like
I'm okay,
or
really.
like-
I'll never think about it at all. It doesn't bother me. Oh, God.
So Don, what do they do on buses?
buses
Back
here
to-
or buses in Samoa?
In the
No,
Philippines,
the
you
Fast and Furious
had a
thing.
little, you had a fun fact.
We went outside.
Oh yeah.
All the way
Yeah, all the way around.
Ralph brought us
Then I was like,
back.
wait a minute. I am really curious.
So apparently, this is what I heard. It was and I'm not sure if it's true. Our listeners out there in the Philippines, do some fact checking for me. Apparently, if a bus driver in the Philippines hits somebody or injures someone with the bus, they will reverse to make sure, like to run over the person to make sure that they're dead, because it is
Insurance.
yeah, it's more expensive to pay for hospital bills rather than a funeral.
Yeah, that's
Dark
Asia in general,
Depends,
isn't it?
depends how young they are.
Is that Philippines or I thought that was China. Maybe it's like all of Asia. Actually.
Yeah, that's kind of like in Thailand as well with the bicycles. I mean, not bicycles, with the
Scooters.
motorbikes and scooters and stuff.
Well, that's what I'd heard from the Philippines. This is a few years
Damn.
ago, so I'm not sure if that's still the case, but ooh, dark. We're taking a dark turn with the Cheatcoders podcast today. Dark
I've
fun
heard
facts.
Car makers do that when you hear of things like recall and stuff. You know, like, so they'll kind of work out what the average is, and like, say for example, airbags or like brakes not working. It's like one in I don't know, maybe like 30,000 cars is affected, and then they go, well, if we have to pay out like death kind of settlements, that'll like the maximum amount of cars that could be affected is like maybe 50, because we can afford to pay like $60 million. But if we recall all of these cars that we sold in the last 2 months, it's going to cost us $100 million. So they go, no, let's just fucking leave it and just keep paying people the death settlements because it's cheaper. Like, it's
crazy,
it's
man.
Yeah, it's all money, isn't it?
Yeah, everything turns into a business of some sort, right?
financial. So I'm guessing if the infills or whatever, like they run over an old person, they'd probably be like, "Oh, call the doctor." But if it was a young kid, you better watch out, bro, because them trying to pay your medical bills for the rest of that kid's life, it's going to be way more. You know? You hope you look left and right before you cross the road.
Where do we go from here?
Dark, bro.
Like, it's so dark.
I just wanted to make a Filipino Fast and Furious, but here we go.
Here we are with disability
go.
claims and shit.
Oh man, that raises the stakes for this. Yeah, you wanted a serious Filipino movie. Let's turn it into that.
Let's do it, bro. About buses
We'll call
and
it
stuff.
The Bus Driver.
Bro, speed, Filipino speed. Oh my god.
Let's talk about the
Fly over
amazing world of sex trafficking. Oh shit, this thing got real, bro. Let's talk about Filipino problems. Oh, fucking hell.
Speaking of traffic,
The Filipino dad is played by Liam Neeson.
Speaking of traffic.
Oh shit. Speaking
Man.
of traffic.
Speaking. That's wild.
Wow.
dark turn, bro. Into the alley, bro.
Oh man, sorry, I didn't
bro.
mean to take it such a dark turn.
You remember the times? Well, I'm trying to save this now. Remember the times where it was hard to get into the club because of the Asian glow? You know how many times I got declined to get into a club because I looked drunk,
You were
more
drunk
drunk
already,
than I
right.
was? Because like one bottle will get me there to the Asian glow stage, where I would turn red all over the face, and I wasn't even drunk. And so,
That's the worst.
like I remember half of the time when I'm going clubbing, half of it was pretty much me trying to sober up from my one drink, so I don't look
So they'd let
freaking
you
drunk,
into
so
the
I can
next
get
club.
into the club.
Yeah.
Like, why are we cursed with the Asian glow, bro? Like, I turn red if I drink one beer, and my eyes turn red. Like, I feel
It's the
like
genes,
it's a
isn't it?
curse, bro.
Apparently,
It's part
there's
of the
like
genes,
pills
bro.
that you can take for that now, and it'll alleviate that glow. So you won't get rid of it completely, but it'll reduce it. You know. But I don't know if you're gonna be. No, I'm not kidding. Because it's not just affecting fillers.
I literally turn into a red horse, like literally, like it's crazy.
Wow.
Full on-
Thinking
Yeah.
very highly of
Time?
yourself there, man.
A stallion, Raph the stallion.
Rap the
Rat
stallion.
stallion.
What's her ad lib? What's her ad lib?
Australian stallion.
Stein. Oh man.
I don't drink that much, man. I don't know if I get that red glow. Like, I'm just too dark to notice.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
I'm dark skinned as a Filipino, and
I don't get it
it
either.
shows, man. Like I'm red I'm red all
it's
over
got
like a
dark
newspaper for sure.
His
It
cheeks.
takes quite a
Mulatto.
lot. It takes quite a lot for me to start to go red. But I know that because I've been hit in the nose before, I've like had an injury from like boxing. When I drink a lot, this part of my face goes red.
Because someone's hitting you.
Just this part.
It's like a mood ring. Like that guy is way too drunk. That is
You start
a
giving him
freaking
shit.
blood red.
It's all his emotions.
That's a blood red nose over
Hey, look
here.
at this Rudolph cunt.
Rudolph the red-nosed drunk cunt.
Oh, man.
Oh.
You can't call us Rudolphs. I'm offended.
Can't call him.
Oh, man.
You're a noses.
Moses.
You nosy cunt.
Noses.
Oh, my noses.
Can I share something with you guys?
Ooh.
Since talking
Yeah.
about
Yeah, man.
babies and shit earlier.
This is a safe space, bro. You can tell us
Yeah.
anything you want.
Now,
And we'll turn it into a snippet.
I've been talking to this girl, right? And like she's a parent. She's got like a pre-started family and stuff. And you know, like she's got this little 8-year-old girl too. She's so adorable, bro. I never really thought about the whole thing of like, you know, dating someone who's got a pre-started relationship, like family, you know, having kids and stuff. But I don't know, man. Like even before you guys started your families, did you ever think like you'd, I don't know, if you met someone that had a kid already, like from a previous relationship, is that something?
Sorry, you cut out just then.
Oh, sorry.
Is that something?
Would that have something that would have been considered, or is that like a deal breaker for you guys? Like, have you ever thought about something like that before?
I never really thought about it that way. Like I always just, because like I've been in a relationship for the last 12 years, it really didn't come to that halt of where I'm gonna be like, you know what, I'm gonna date someone with the kids or meet someone and then they introduce kids. That has never happened to me. But in my mature age of 34 right now, you know, like if it happens and I'm single and, you know, they have kids, so be it, you know. That's not a deal breaker for me.
Yeah. Well,
I wouldn't say it's a deal breaker either. I wouldn't say it's a deal breaker. I think you see it. It's quite common, especially like coming of our age too, right? We're mid-30s as well. It's bound to, you know, some people like from previous relationships.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah.
you know,
The pool
you see it more often, right?
much smaller than
Yeah.
it is before.
I think.
So yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be like, it would just be another thing like in place, like that factors in. It wouldn't be like a deal breaker, like, oh, because of this, no, or whatnot. But it does change it a lot, because this is from not experience, but like from hearing other friends in the same situation. It's a lot more serious, I guess, because aside from just dating the person, right? That's great. That could tick everything, but there's nothing wrong to say like, maybe if it's not going to work out for that reason, if it's like you're actually not prepared for it, because you do have to consider the child as well as your own. If it gets serious, you can date like for now just to see, but then there's always going to be that thought like, you know, this could become something too. So when you're dating someone, it's almost like you're also like forming a relationship with the kid. And it can be really good, man. I've seen it. It's like, it's really nice too as well when it happens, but it's a lot more to like consider, and it shows how serious you are. If you do date someone and they have a child as well, and it does go to that next age, it really it says a lot. Like, you wouldn't just do it like, oh, I date her, I'm with a kid, but I want to date her. You wouldn't even get to that point, right? So
Yeah, it's not like you aim to go out there and get the TILFs and the MILFs and the of the world.
Yeah.
The tilts and the milfs.
The tilts and the milfs.
You don't really reckon?
Well, yeah, Don's the right person to ask. He's busy.
Because you're a man about town. You're still, you know, you're not married. Or,
it's not
kids.
Man about town. I think
he's the king of gallivanting
around. But I think, like, I don't know if I've said this to you guys or to other people. It's like, with Filipinos, you don't only date them, you date their entire family. Yeah. And I feel like it's very similar to...
that takes another level. That's
you like date their entire family, and it's very similar, I imagine, to someone who has a kid, because you need to get to know that kid. Like Nats was saying, you need to get to know the kid. You need to kind of be in their life. It's something that's very... it's a big deal. Like for this kid to meet somebody new and have this person like introduce their kid to you, that's a massive deal. You know what I mean?
That's a good point. It's a big deal if they introduce their kid to you as well, I think.
Yeah.
It's like there's almost a trust there, isn't it?
Yeah, because they have to trust people. Like, they're not going to introduce their kid to just any random person.
Yeah.
Would you feel that there'll be like more pressure onto you not to break the relationship type of thing, because now there's kind of like a kid.
Yeah.
There's a father figure for time, but stakes go from here to here immediately.
100%.
Like, oh man, if I fuck this up, I'm not only fucking it up for her.
Yeah.
There's a chance that, you know, there's a high chance I'm fucking up for the kid as well. So it becomes, I don't know. It depends on how.
There's more
not mature, but like how like mentally strong you can get and handle it, because like that's some big news, you know. And plus, there's, you know, is the father still in the life type of thing. Like, there's a lot of variables you got to consider.
Yeah.
100%.
It'd be a lot of pressure.
So who's the girl?
Yeah, man.
Who's the girl?
I
can't see. No, but like
did she listen to the podcast? Hello.
She knows about it. She sees it on my stories and stuff. No, but the reason that I kind of asked you guys, because I'm kind of biased to it. Like, for us, right, I come from Filipino, background, the way that like divorce is looked at over there, coming from Catholic country, so it's like already it's like kind of frowned upon and stuff. But at the same time, like I'm from a pre-started family, you know what I mean? So like my real mum, my dad had me, and then years later, like my stepmom, who is really like pretty much my real mom now, because I don't really have contact with my biological mum and stuff. She's been more of a mum to me than my biological mum has, you know what I mean? So she's done the same thing of jumping into that relationship with me already on board with my dad. So I think for me, like, it was just because I grew up in that family. I just thought it's normal for someone to, like, start dating or like start a relationship with someone who's already pre-started their family. But I don't know, like from an outsider's point of view that didn't grow up in that same circumstance, I was like, I don't know, man, what's the view on this? Like, and I realized that it is like a big thing. But, I don't know, like for me, like I feel so selfish like now. Me. Well, like seeing your babies and stuff, dude, like that shit makes me jealous, bro. Like I thought that I was gonna be like a young dad from way back, like years ago. And I always pictured myself going through like, oh no,
That's good.
but I don't know, man. Like that whole fatherhood thing, like I thought that I would have been experiencing that by now, but probably still waiting, I guess. But this shit gets me excited.
The best is to come, man. Yeah, there's reason for everything, man.
Like,
the best is yet to come, bro. That's 100%.
You manifest it, right? Like if you really want it that bad, it'll happen. Like type of thing. Like sometimes it happens out of nowhere. In my case, and I'm pretty sure Nat's case as well. And you just
like
never know.
That Filipino movie, right? The one that last one we watched ages ago. I can't remember what it's called.
The Fabulous Filipinos.
Brothers. It's exactly the same. I think the whole thing you're saying about with thing. I think back then it was a lot more. I'd say frowned upon. Like from. Like inheriting kids from a different relationship or divorce, but they're very old school. Like we live in a place which like it's normal as well. I think it would mainly like be not even an issue, but could be. But I think when people are very young, so maybe like out the gate, like 20 something, and then they pursue, then with reason I can see where maybe there could be concern. You maybe not even mature yet for that kind of thing. You don't really see the big picture. That's where I think maybe some parents would be a bit against it, but otherwise, yeah, man, I think it's great. It's a great thing. Opens
I can't wait till we all have kids, bro. Once all of us have kids, bro. If not, you can just always go to the sperm bank and just get 90 of them.
Push those numbers up to 100.
Let's see if we can beat that record.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Garcia's at the
Filipinos are competitive, right?
He's like, hi, I am here to donate every day.
Why do all the kids in this town look like
have
Christian
glasses?
Garcia for some reason?
Glasses.
What's with all the beige hats in this town?
It's like they're like two of them are walking down the street and they pass each other. It's like, wow, he has the same beige hat as I do. Maybe he's my brother.
He has the same beige hat as my newborn.
He comes out with the beige.
No,
it's so natural.
And the other guy's grading the other guy like, oh, zip zap zoo. He's like, whoa.
I'm getting out of this town. Whoa!
I'm getting out of Madrid.
I'm going to get out of Madrid. Too much close proximity. Too many beige hats.
Too many beige hats.
There's so many Garcias around there.
Just getting noticed left, right, and center.
So many Christians out here.
Oh god. Yeah,
Love
man.
All right, cool.
That was a nice, like,
No, nice. That was a very baby-oriented episode.
Yeah. Babies.
Besides the dark
babies.
shit about running over people to make sure they're dead.
Yeah, who would say shit like that? That's horrible. Why would you say that? Why would anyone say that shit? Horrible.
Let's just add some darkness in there.
You could tell Don doesn't want babies. Because we're talking about babies. He's like, you know what, man? There's too many people in the world. You should get on the bus.
It's fucking Thanos doing stuff.
Follow the water.
Thanos is doing stuff. Oh man.
I love the vehicle you choose, a bus in the Philippines where there's huge traffic.
Yeah.
The chances of you running over someone
Oh man.
very limited. Very limited.
Oh man. My goodness.
All right, let's do some housekeeping before we do the cheat code stash. So Don, where can they find our new shirts?
You can find them at thecheatcoders.com/merch. Are we drawing the thing for the competition today?
I just rememred just then,
Yeah.
right?
Shout outs to
is there like a is there like a drawing machine that we could use on?
I got
the
it covered.
Oh, oh, you got it. Nice.
That's why I have you on the podcast, bro.
Shout out
He's
to our
got a wheel.
Patreons so far. So Christina Marie, Joe,
Are you doing it now?
Martin. I'm just reading out the names so far. So shout outs to them: Martin, Jumo, Seth, Ian, Jed, Mikhail, Mike, Richard, Stephen, and AJ. All of our Patreons. Shout outs to you. Thank you so much for subscribing to us on Patreon. If you haven't subscribed to our Patreon yet, hit us up on our. You'll be able to see the link to our Patreon on thecheatcoders.com.
All right, let's introduce this segment first. Like,
Are we
so we
gonna
can
draw
turn
it
this into
today?
like some sort of snippet. We're gonna draw it literally right now,
Oh,
and
share
then
screen
we'll turn
though.
it to snippet, and then
share
we'll
screen
then
too. Do you have like a wheel or
Alright.
some shit? Share screen.
share screen. Let's
Can you
it.
do that on?
Can you share screen?
Riverside?
Yeah, there you
Oh,
go.
wow.
Here we go.
Yeah.
All right, so this is our draw for all the people who have signed up to our Patreon and supported us through our Patreon
Look
and
at
our
that.
endeavors and seen our extra content on the Patreon. So shout outs to everyone
Yeah.
who's joined it. We
Oh,
have
there
a
you
draw of the names, and the winner will be getting a free shirt of their choice
shuffling
from
this.
our two ranges,
Shuffle.
our classic ranges, as well as
Yeah.
our Hero and Zero ranges. So they could choose any shirt that they want, as well as getting a free hat delivered to you, as well as some signed sleeves, freshly sweated, full of bowis,
Nice.
the sleeves of gods, and they're from Don. And
With his
we are
confidence for men.
man. If you this is confidence for men, right at the source.
We
you know,
I have 3 hats, so we can give away other hats as well for like the runners up.
or we could keep them for another
Or we could do
competition.
that.
Did you copy paste their names multiple times?
Yes.
Like the people.
So what
Are they even though?
what I've
Like
done
the
is
people that have it?
for the people that have the higher tier, they have more chance.
Smart. Yeah.
Ooh.
Very, very,
Nice.
very nice.
All right, here we go. Are we going to draw
Ooh.
a name? So let's find out who is the winner of our free shirt, free hats, and free sleeves signed by the Cheat Coders podcast.
All right, ready?
The winner is...
Oh, this is exciting.
Who is it?
It's Grim.
Hey,
That's right.
shout out to Christina.
Crib.
Shout out to
Marie.
Christina
Hey.
Marie Agoncillo.
Hey, congratulations to Christina. You've been a supporter of the podcast for a while now.
Yeah, 100%.
And yeah, man, congratulations. You got a free shirt / free hat / free sleeves from Don himself.
See.
And I'm pretty sure she'll like it because, you know, she mentioned it
She
on
said
our
it
Kumu
herself.
that
It was like, oh, I thought this guy was cute.
Don is the reason why she was drawn onto the podcast.
Don's gonna add some additional sweat to those sleeves.
Bro, you can't act coy with that shirt on. You can't. You have to accept it, bro.
Hey.
I'll tell you a little bit of secret. I'll tell you a secret about to my
Nah, you don't have
to my
to.
confidence. This is a big shirt. I wear bigger shirts when I'm feeling like not so confident in myself because it kind of hides. Like when I'm not feeling secure about my body, I wear a big shirt. So there, if next time you see me wearing a big shirt, I'm not feeling so confident in myself.
Yeah, ask him if he's okay.
Means you're having a period at the time. You're going. It's that time of the month.
Once a month it happens.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Confidence is low.
Confidence is low.
It's got dunsturation.
Well, congratulations to Christina.
Nonsense.
Shout out to Krim.
Shut up.
We'll be contacting you shortly.
Yeah. Hooray.
Congratulations.
You were one of the
dude.
latest. You were one of the latest Patreon subscribers.
Yeah, it
good
was
choice.
too, man.
Snipe
Alright.
it. Just like comes in for the
Hey.
steal.
Hey.
How many
Alright,
patrons do we
so-
have? 12? Sorry.
12. Yeah, we have 12.
Yeah, 12.
Nice.
So where can they find the Patreon?
Once again, on thecheatcoders.com, the links to our Patreon is also there. If you want to buy t-shirts, the classic range and also the new range is there on our Cheat Coders
0 to 0.
excuse me, 0 to 0 range. Thecheatcoders.com/merch.